Here and welcome back to the Hell in a Cell reviews. Today we have WWE Bad Blood 2004 Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. So let's begin. It took place in the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio on the 13th of June 2004. And just 2 months prior, these two fought at WrestleMania with Chris Benoit taking the victory in the triple threat. So it was left with these guys with, no title, so they just went at it. So let's get into it. Okay. Now, this began when, after Benoit won the title, there was a Benoit Michaels match with Triple H costing Michaels the victory. Then later on, Michaels paid him back by eliminating Hunter from a battle royale. The brawling continued from there, so Bischoff put them in a Hell in a Cell match. Triple H just talked about how he never lost in a Hell in a Cell in singles matches, anyway. Ignoring the other times where he has, as in the 6-man. I believe since then I don't think he's lost. He was, not counting that one, he is 1, 2, 3. He's 3-0 technically. Not counting the 6-man, he was 3-0 at the time going into the match. Shawn, I believe, was 1-0, I believe. So Triple H was definitely the biggest heel on Raw at the time, and Shawn Michaels was the biggest face. So they both got their respective giant boos and giant ovation. So let's get into the actual match. Okay, I will say this. This is going to be a long review. We're already 2.5 minutes in. I haven't even gotten to the match yet. But the match started before the end of the second hour in like a 3-hour pay-per-view, so it was very obvious they were going to go very long with this. So I guess let's get into it. They immediately started brawling upon the bell ringing. Hunter then took control of the back elbow to the face. Hunter then sent Michaels right out of the ring. But Michael got to come back in with some shots to the head. Hunter then sent Michaels over to the top of the floor for a hard landing. They brawled on the floor a bit. Back in the ring, Michaels then hit a neck breaker. They battled. They battled on the floor again. Shawn sent Hunter into the cell, and Hunter turned away to do a blade job. So I assume face first then. That's been a running theme throughout the Hell in a Cells, getting thrown into the ring and doing a blade job, or thrown into the cell, I mean. Michaels was selling a back injury, so Hunter did a hard whip into the turnbuckle. Another hard whip into the turnbuckle by Hunter, followed by elbow drops into the back. Delayed suplex by Hunter for a 2 count, followed by a backbreaker for 2. Triple H then tried to attack with a chair, but Michaels kicked it away, and Michaels sent him out of the ring. Triple H then took control outside the ring by sending Michaels back first into the cell and the ring post multiple times. 2 more hard whips into the cage, and Michaels is in a bad place. They went back into the ring, where Hunter hit a sidewalk slam onto a steel chair that was folded in the ring for a 2 count. Hunter then hit a backbreaker onto the chair that was seated, that was like open, ready to go, like you could sit in it mode. So that must have just felt so good. More Triple H offense with Michaels fighting back. I'm gonna skip a little bit of this because nothing really important happened. Okay. Hunter at one point avoided sweet chin music, picked up steel steps, and hit Michaels right in the face with it, and the can panned away to Triple H instead of panned away from Michaels, which of course meant he took a razor blade and went right to his head. as he does. Triple H then connected with the steel step right to the face, and now Michaels was bleeding even more than Triple H was. More control from Hunter. Michaels came back with some punches to the face, with JR trying to tell us that Michaels may have had a broken hand. Michaels then put Triple H on a table. Michaels climbed the ladder and hit a lefty elbow drop that drove Hunter through the table, which got some HBK chants and another 2 count. Michaels set up for the switch in music. Hunter avoided it and hit him right in the crotch with a punch. Triple H then hit the pedigree, but he was too tired to cover right away. After a delay, he covered with one arm, and Michaels got his shoulder up at 2. Both men struggled to their feet. Hunter pushed him away, and Michaels did the little where he gets shoved and then gets a nice switch in music in. However, Michaels then collapsed after he hit it. That the camera died. So, oops. Okay, so after Michaels hit the sweet chin music, he collapsed and could not get, and eventually got a cover. That only got him a 2 count. Then they both struggled to their feet. Hunter hit a knee to the gut. He hit another pedigree and fell back right onto his back after it. Fans then chanted HBK, and JR noted that 45 minutes inside Hell in a Cell breaks all records. They both laid on the mat for over 1 minute to sell the fatigue. Back to their feet again. Hunter hit one more pedigree for 3 pedigrees. Hunter then covered with his right arm across the chest for 1, 2, 3. And then JR quoted that the match was 47 minutes, 26 seconds, which for JR was rare for him to say the length, but they wanted to put over how long it took. Okay, that's the end of the match. Actually, wait, there's one more part, like after it was over. Post-match, both guys were out on the mat, with JR saying that they needed help. And then you hear the Evolution theme. They came out, Ric Flair, Orton, and Batista all came out to check on Hunter. Flair then trash-talked Michaels because Flair just does that, I guess. They helped Triple H to his feet and slowly got him up the aisle, while JR said that this is a match that they would never forget. Michaels was still out in the ring with no doctors checking on him. Michaels was then slowly helped to his feet by referee Mike Chioda, and Shawn Michaels' music played to end the show. And oh boy. Alright then. What do I think about it? Well, it was a very good match. So, it's definitely going to get it like at least like a 7.5 or more. The only problem with it is it did go too long. For kind of like a comparison, this was the longest non-Iron Man singles match in any pay-per-view that WWE ever has done. So, yeah. It's pretty hard to keep like the fans completely invested for 45 minutes. Some people can't even do it for like 20, so. If they shaved off like 10, 15 minutes, it probably would have been better. However, both men sold perfectly. Both men had a lot of experience in the cell. They had a good story of Hunter being very aggressive, and then Michaels took control. It was notable that they didn't hit their finishers, Sweet Chin Music and the Pedigree respectively, until the last like 5-10 minutes of the match, because it made it mean more when they actually did connect, which is something that WWE really should do now compared to the finishers every 5 seconds in pay-per-views nowadays. The crowd, though, was kind of quiet, but they did pop for the spots with weapons, and there was a lot of HBK chants. But other than that, the crowd was mainly quiet, so factoring in the length, the only 2 bad things about it was the length and the crowd not being too invested for most of it. But at the same time, the good things are they sold well, they both have experience in the cell, and just like the feud in general was like one of the best feuds of all time. The Michaels Triple H feud from 2002 to probably like 2004, 2005. So I'm gonna rate it an 8.5 out of 10. So if you go by stars, that's 4.25 stars. I loved it. It was a great match. I did feel though I did not like sitting through it though. Considering there have been Royal Rumbles that are shorter than that, um, and it's honestly like 47 minutes. That is a long, long match. Like that is like on Raw. That's like 4 matches combined. So way too long, but it was a good match definitely. So I'm gonna say an 8.5. So that would be the end of this review. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next one.